Welcome to Strange Horticulture. I've talked for a little while about how I really wanted to get back and play the last ending of this because it's been a while since I played something fun, and I figure why not? It's definitely day where I have to do homework later, so I probably will be streaming some homework stuff later on tonight as well. But for now, I am going to be doing some Strange Horticulture. I'm doing ending 1 today. I have 4 endings left that I've never done before, so I have little note cards basically for what they each are and how to get them. I've played the other 4 already, so with that, I'm just going to get into it. I love this game. I love all of the plants, and I feel like a relaxing game like this is perfect right now. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places, the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that neighbors can reach across and shake hands, or, more likely, exchange unpleasantries. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at street level in this town. Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There is much to learn, but one thing is already clear. The rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. I love the rain. I wish it was raining here. Okay. Why is my phone on vibrate? That's not correct. There we go. Okay. That should be better. As always, I'm gonna just start by arranging everything and getting it all set up so that things are at least a little bit organized to some extent. Yeah. Also, I feel very productive today. I talked about this in a couple of recent live streams as well as a couple of YouTube videos that I recorded, but I have had a really, really bad schedule recently in terms of not being able to go to sleep until like dawn, and with school and stuff that's kind of rough, and so I've been trying to fix that a little bit, and for some reason last night I did go to bed at like a normal time. Like I went to bed around like 1. I mean, I was in bed at around 1. I don't think I was asleep until later than that. But for some reason, I woke up at like 5 or 6, and then just could not go back to sleep this morning. So I got up. It's currently 4 p.m. where I am. But this morning I did did so many productive things. I got up, I did, there it is, okay. I did 2 batches of laundry, I recorded 3 YouTube videos, I hung out with Cosmos and took care of him. Now I'm playing this and doing this live stream, and later I'll do another, like, homework live stream. But I've just gotten so much done today, and it's kind of insane, because it's not even that late, and I've already done a lot. So, anyway, also, we'll see how long this takes me. This is my 5th time playing through this whole game, so, I feel like I can probably get it done pretty fast. Some of them I know without having to look now. Alright. And identified ones will go over here as usual. And of course we put the cat. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants though, eh? Well, they're inside, so they're not really enjoying the rain, but close enough. Gusworth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I had come to fear that wickedness had infected the heart of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in this world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Alright then. Something's got those witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way around, down through Back Barrow. I never did trust that sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now, and I've brought Fennec from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Okay. I have so few plants right now. Adjusting. Alright, there we go. Better. Cool. Hi, welcome to the live stream. Okay, hills northeast of Back Barrow. Let's see. The weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a gray morning has turned into bright sunshine. A good thing too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over a cloak of unwelcome shade. I love new plant acquireds. Okay. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her a terrifying black skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape, and though it had no discernible face, I could sense a hint of an expression about its features. It seemed to be laughing. But not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me. Yup, that would be the kind of laughter. Alright. These past weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. Okay. That's not what I meant to click on. Okay. Oh, I also didn't identify the other one. I mean, I did, but I didn't label it or move it. Hang on. Ah. Double checking what I need to make sure I do correctly in this playthrough to get the ending I want. None of it is until day 15. Everything else is a little bit inconsequential at this point. Also, I'm gonna move this over here, because I think that where it is gonna hide some of the, well, that's gonna hide the dialogue. I'll move it down here, because that's just the archive stuff, so none of that stuff really matters, because it's blocking the plants when I end up putting plants up here, so I think that is a better place. Anyway. Okay, I know which one that is, but for some reason I always don't think that that's a mushroom when I see the name of it. And I don't know why, but it just, like, some of the mushroom names make a lot of sense. But this one, every time I expect it to be a different kind of plant, not a fungus. Anyway. It started when she found something that she was not meant to find. A book tucked away in a forgotten corner of the Ambleside Library. Ominous. Alright. There we go. A dead deer in the river, yellowed bone protruding from matted hide and rotten flesh. Death for one provides life for many. I should also deal with this one. Woods to the south of Gosforth, northeast corner. If I can find that, that would be great. There it is, okay. Northeast corner. The wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamor of Undermere. It is not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees. I love new plants. That is the best part. Alright, next. You. No one likes you. I wonder what happens if you actually do take a long time so that he has to have stuff. Yeah, we shouldn't have an animal in this shop, which means you should leave, because my cat is my child, and I will not stand animals like him in my store. Now the question is, do I give him the deadly plants again for insulting my cat like I have in the past, or not? Because honestly, if that's how he treats innocent workers, then maybe people would be better without him. Lake Undermere is fine in the sunshine today. Here's your mail. Thank you. Okay. There's an old slate mine at Hard Knot that has some interesting looking fungi growing in it. I've never seen anything like them before. They seem to have found a niche in the damp, dark tunnels left by the tramways. I thought you might be interested. Why can I never find things? I feel like I just saw it too, so. There it is. Okay. An iron gate rusted by the years of abandonment sits across the entrance to the tram tunnel. Rusted it may be, but it won't budge. Locked. Okay, Clavilium. Which is, I'm pretty sure this one. No, it isn't. Wait a minute. This one. Yes. Correctly. Definitely. Alright. Okay, one person is in chat is in support of giving the deadly plant. I'm headed to Grizzledale Forest investigating a possible murder there. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. The Sisterhood are a secretive lot and they're not keen to talk to me. Their leader, the Arda or whatever they call her, she's dead. My instinct is they're hiding something. Okay, Fox Button is this one. I know some of these very easily. Next. out the whispered voices last night with the help of the St. John's Poppy. There's a medium using the room illegally, I might add, holding midnight seances for gullible grievers. Is there a plant you know of that I could use to give them a scare and drive them away? I need my sleep. You may have heard the rumors that our Arda is dead. May Arduina bring her spirit peace. The nature of her death is unnatural. The Sisterhood does not often look to outside help, but this is beyond our knowledge. If you show my sisters this letter, they will allow you entry to the forest. To be assured of your discretion. Okay, let's get that one. That one. This is another one that I never think. I'm always a little surprised by which one it is, because it feels like it would be something else. I don't know why. Okay, we have failed in our duty as protectors of the forest. Our secrets have been stolen and the Arda has been murdered. You will find us deep in Grisadale Forest, a mile from the lake shore across from Torber. Please help us. Yours in hope, the Sisterhood of Arduina. I can type so well. There we go. Okay. The sister tries to stop me from entering, but I show her the letter and she lets me through. I am ushered into a walled courtyard and then through a large oak door, along a corridor, and down a set of stone stairs into a cool basement. Lying on a table, draped in silk, is the Arda. There is not a mark on her, but her open eyes are black, her mouth, her veins, her hair, all black as a raven's wing. Do you know what could do this? Asks my escort. I set to work. Ren is another one that is not what I feel like the name makes it seem like it should look like. I think it is... It's this one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Gray Sandfire is exactly what it looks like. Or it looks exactly like what it sounds like. So. That one is a lot more well, and that's that. So anyway, there's a lot that I know of these. Here we go. Okay. You're back again. I'm this close to reporting you. Half-wit, the last plant you gave me has made my skin itch furiously. I'll have your little shop shut down and torn to the ground if you don't make this right. Well, we all know what happens when you antagonize an innocent person just running a shop and insulting their cats. Alright. Perfect. The book both fascinated and terrified her in equal measure, and after studying it for some time, she reached a decision. She would never use the power she had discovered. She would hide the book where it could never be found. Okay. My eyes are drawn to the silhouette of a grizzled old man standing at the edge of a field. His mind is broken, seemingly beyond repair. Rising dread. Vacant eyes fixate on nothing, a whisper of an expression as my gaze sweeps his face, but only a whisper. He raises his arm, points. I follow his outstretched finger, and am surprised to find a cluster of wildflowers growing there, hidden from view. I wonder if he actually has experienced Rising Dread, because that's what it's called when you get Rising Dread. My mind is broken, and then you have to do little puzzles. Which, honestly, I'm kind of sad that I know a lot of the plants now, because Rising Dread is really fun. I like the puzzles. I'm looking for plants. Lady of what's it, something or other. I'm no green-eyed dryer, that's for sure. My mind isn't all what it used to be. It's the one that's supposed to help with mental decline. Okay. That's not what I meant to click on. Okay. There we go. This keyboard is very loud. Okay. They're saying the art has been killed. I know a lot of people don't trust that sisterhood, but it seemed to me the Arda always looked out for the less fortunate. The cold is too much to bear beyond the gap. I was forced to turn back. I would advise against it, but if you are determined to explore Great Gable, be sure to take precautions. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll have a plant up your sleeve that can keep you warm should the weather turn against you. Or Mr. Guardsy, Miss Duncan. I think it's interesting that a plant can keep someone warm. Okay, Brimlock. That means that the conditions aren't right in my store because it isn't flowering. Maybe eventually it will. Hopefully it will. I want all my plants to be happy. That's my goal. Although I feel like a plant can be happy and still not make flowers all the time. I have a plant right now, it's a peace lily, which has a flower for the first time in like a year, and it's just been putting all of its energy into growing a lot of leaves, so it's been happy and thriving, but just not in a flowering type of way. Anyway, this plant is cursed. It has brought me nothing but sorrow. Please take it. I want nothing more to do with it. Okay, thank you for the plants. I'm sorry for your sorrow. Alright. Hellbore! Always a pleasure, my feline friend. See, this is how you treat the store pet when you have one. I hope he hasn't been nibbling the plants again. I have a favor to ask. You owe me for the hours I spent digging out the information on those plants. I've been burning the midnight oil again and could use some common trowse, and I know where to find it. According to Grayson's herbology, it grows in abundance on red pike. I'll come by the day after tomorrow to collect it. I have business in Sedberg in the meantime. Alright. This is another one that I swear I just saw where it was. There it is. There's so many pikes. And so that is the common trowse. I will label it but not move it across yet. Just because I know the information, so nope, put it there. There we go. Okay. Keep things organized, at least a little. When you work with the occult, I find it pays to uphold a certain image. If you're going to be accused of performing witchcraft anyway, it doesn't hurt to put on a bit of a show every now and then, let the punters know what I'm capable of, sort of thing. I like her. Long story short, I may have threatened to turn a small boy into a toad, and the little bugger called my bluff. She's really funny. Oh, don't look at me like that. You know what little boys are like. I can assure you he deserves to be turned into a toad. Anyway, I think a little display is needed to discourage this sort of behavior in the future. Alright, I do have that. I just need to figure out which one it is, because that's this one. Alright. Cool. Oh my gosh. Sorry if I'm shouting, I'm a little hard of hearing. I'm looking for a plant that can supposedly help me hear better, but I've forgotten what it's called. I remember it's bright red, though. Okay. Trying to remember, I think it has to be this, which I think is candlewood. That's afflictions of the mind. I don't think so. Maybe not that. Also, I don't know why, but I feel like either I've never paid attention. I don't remember this character. I feel like he has to have been there, though. Okay. Hypothermia, poultice, skin rashes, afflictions of the mind, eye strain, strength, sleeping, friendship between strangers, digestion, painful death, dental hygiene, and stuff. Okay. None of these. Hearing ability. Oh, it's one that I've already identified. Okay. That makes sense. I was pretty sure it couldn't be the other one by the description, but it was the red one that was not identified, so. Oh well. Okay. Day 3 already. Time passed, a year and then another. The book remained hidden, but out of sight did not mean out of mind. The book was what her thoughts settled on when she rested, what she brooded over when she did her chores, what she pictured when she dreamed. Dramatic. Yeah, that one's this. Okay. The gentle sound of flowing water, the sunlight through scattered clouds. A reset. Yes. Why are you over in the middle now? That's not correct. Okay. The Fox button was no help, I'm afraid. The sisterhood still refuses to speak openly with me. Not that I have the time to pursue it properly. I'm rushed off my feet this week. There's been a body found up at the Swinside Stone Circle, and apparently it's a grisly one. Don't suppose you've got anything to help me keep my lunch down. Okay. Fennett. Another one that I feel like it never looks how I think it will look. Okay. Morning. Verona Green handed me this for you. She seemed in a good mood. I meant to tell you this yesterday, but it slipped to my mind. I discovered a plant on a recent trip to Grisdale Forest, just northeast of Rustland. It was nothing like I've ever seen before. I would have brought it back with me if the sisterhood hadn't given me a moment alone, but they seem overly protective lately. Okay. From the moment I step off the road, I can't shake the feeling I'm being watched. Suddenly, I find my way blocked by 3 women wearing green cloaks and holding short elbows. Nobody may wander freely throughout the forest by order of the Arda, says the leader of the trio. I turn to walk back, but then again I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Yeah. With the help of the mellow glow, I walk right past the sisters without them paying me any heed. Chuckling to myself, I collect the plant that Verona talked about and take my leave. Yay, plants! Love the plants. It's the best part about this game. I am afraid the camphor you gave me is helping me sleep, but I am very grateful for it, but the visions are as strong as ever. The woman in the jade mask appears in my dreams every night. She screams at me, but I do not know why, and behind her that presence is always there, dark and dreadful. I don't know what to do. The dreams feel like a warning that I don't understand, a mosaic of color that refuses to come into focus. Some part of me wants to stare down that abyss, but I'm afraid. Okay, let's see what the difference of these are. Strengthening them. And candlewood shields from it. This ending, it doesn't matter which one I do. Some of them it does. This one it doesn't. So I will do this one for today. Such a long face. We don't come to Undermere often, but I heard about your shop and I said to Francis we simply must pay a visit. It's a wonderful breath of life in an otherwise dreary town. I'm the green-fingered one and it's not really his cup of tea, but I persuaded him the trip would do him good, and besides he'll be wanting to take a boat out on the lake. Interesting weather for that. Shame about this awful weather, though. I called it. You must come to Sizerg. We have a small library with some books on plants oh my gosh, that my grandfather acquired many years ago. I'm sure they will be of interest to a horticulturist such as yourself. I can't English at all right now. Okay. I'm greeted enthusiastically by Lady Elspeth herself. She is very talkative and has many questions on horticulture that I do my best to answer as she takes me on a tour of the gardens. Oh, you must take a sample of this back with you, she exclaims, pointing out a plant that I do not recognize. But before I can stop to take a look, she has already whisked me on to the next. And this one too, she says. I'm quite exhausted by the time we make it to the library, and I don't have the time to make as thorough a study as I would like. Nevertheless, I'm able to find an interesting entry that I note down. Don't forget these, Lady Elspeth cries as I make to leave. She thrusts the plants from the gardens into my hands, and I thank her warmly. That's one of the ones where you get an entry and more than one plant, which is kind of fun. Okay. I'm looking for a plant with yellow flowers and coarse leaves. Yep, it is that one. This is another one where it's asking for one that's already been identified. Okay. Anyway. They're saying Blackcomb is haunted now. Bradley Miller told me he saw the ghost of a huge deer, antlers and all, but then Bradley Miller also says he can talk to squirrels. Either way, there's something evil in them hills, and I'm not taking any chances. Awful what happened to that poor young man up at Swinside. Okay. I know that one already, too. Without having to look at the thing. castle to the northwest of the abbey. She buried her husband there, 3 miles to the east where the Everheart grows. At 15, her mother, strong, dependable, loving, was struck down by typhoid. The girl drew inward as her father turned to drink. A dead tree, its bark cracked and blackened by fire, stands alone on the hillside. Off to one side, a patch of flowers grows on a low mound. And this, we know, is Everheart, but I think it's also called Royal Gentia. Pretty sure that's what its other name is called. I don't have the thing for it yet, but I'm pretty sure that is the correct one. Okay. I must thank you. Last night, for the first time in weeks, my mind was calmed. I am no longer tormented by the visions of the woman in the jade mask and that horrible monster. Now I'm wondering if you have some worry less to keep my over-anxious thoughts at bay. Is that this one? I think maybe. Yes. Okay. Also, I mentioned this in a YouTube video I made of this game a while ago, but I find it really funny because there are 2 characters in this game where if you combine one of their first name and one of their last name, you get my name, which I think is just a really interesting coincidence. So that's fun. I met a strange man on the road to Sedberg not 2 days ago. Stranger still, he asked after you. He said he had something for you. Don't ask me what. So I told him where to find you, but he looked stricken when I mentioned Undermere. Said he doesn't come near towns at all if he can help it. He was headed west, at least I think he was. He said he was looking for the Winster Spring. I'll write this down for you. Anyway, that's my news. Did you manage to find the plant I wanted? Yep. Okay. Headed west from Sedberg. Okay. The Hermit's camp is easy to find, nestled between 2 boulders above the spring, cooled by the remains of a fire ringed by stones, is the only immediate sign that anyone was there. I call out, but there is no reply. The Hermit is not here. A more thorough search of the campsite yields something interesting. Tucked off to one side, I discover some broken pieces of wood arranged on the floor. It gives it to me immediately. Okay. I forgot what it was. I think it was 3. Yeah. Okay. The camp at the Winster Spring has led me to another camp of sorts where I'm greeted by an eccentric man. Yes, yes. Ho, 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 ho. The man says, you must take this. Take it, take it. At his insistence, I received the looking glass that he thrust into my hands. He places an envelope delicately on top. Ho, ho, it's no use to me anymore. Ho, ho, no use. Don't forget the red. The red, the red, the red, the red. Ho, ho, Ebony. I'm sure that he is quite mad. I don't have red ebony yet. Alright. You also have a really long face. like the other person. Okay, we are done with that one. Didn't I identify Kabalia already? No, I didn't. Okay. It is her. Your reputation is growing, horticulturist. I hear you are the person to come to for plants that are difficult to acquire. My head feels like it's being torn in two lately. I'm looking for some hop heart. Okay. I have many things. That's not what I meant to grab. This one. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Ribbon Ward has called on my unique expertise to aid in his investigation at the Swinside Stone Circle. Unique expertise. Ha! He knows how to flatter an old woman when he wants something. I thought about telling him to suck an egg. It gave it a good long thought, actually, but my curiosity has got the better of me. He must be desperate if he's coming to me, and I'll bet they've found something juicy down there. Signs of ritual sacrifice, maybe. I could do with some witch fig to take with me. Yep. I have that. This is the... Fever Kiss is the one with red, right? Yep. Okay. Ah! Yeah. Why won't it let me grab it? Okay. Witch fig. Spelled weirdly. Okay. You again. I am on the way to the mayor's office to file an official request that your business license be revoked. You will practice your witchcraft on the residents of Undermere no longer. Well. What I have to say is... don't insult my cat. So... yeah, that's what I have to say. I don't think it's not this one. Yep. Yep. As chat has decided, we do not stand... Yeah, I was right about Royal Gentile. We do not stand for any cat shunning in this store. No one comes into my store and insults my cat. If they want a store without cats, go to a different store. Anyway. Not long after the girl left home, her father wept, but he was so caught up in his own grief that he let her go and did not look for her. Yup. Alright, day 6 already. It's been less than an hour. Okay. I should look at this one, actually. Good morning. I'm looking into the disappearance of Isidore Burbage. I don't know anything about that. Maybe this time he went too far. I could count on one hand the list of people who don't hate his guts. Got a witness as he came in here yesterday evening. Yeah, he did. He insulted my cat. Do you mind if I take a look around? Yeah, look. Look, lots of plants. No missing people. Okay, anyway. Okay. The heavens open up as I reach the fork. I take a moment to pause and listen to the sound of water on water. I'm soaked through, but my spirits are high as I return home. I am not empty-handed. 2 new plants today. Yeah! I love these plants. I really like this one in particular. It looks really cool. Okay. The insects make the salt marshes uninhabitable. People stay away and not much grows there, but I know where to find an unusual plant. I have drawn you a map in case you decide it's worth your time. Yep, I like maps. I like plants. Alright, so we have here this area. The earth is thick with flying, biting insects, an unbearable plague. I fight against it for mere moments before I'm overwhelmed. If only I had some blue winter to keep them at bay. It's not called blue winter, though. Or it is, but not in its scientific... Oh, winterboard. It says it. Never mind. I am so on top of everything. Oh, this one. Yep. The blue winter saves my skin, but the swirling mass of insects is so thick in places that it's hard to see. At length I come across what I came for and hurry away. Yeah, Eyebright. I know that one too. Eyebright is fun. Well, I couldn't find anything, but do let me know if you remember anything unusual. Yep. He appeared, asked me for a plant, complained about the plant, that's it. I didn't do anything that wasn't justified. Anyway. Thank you for your help and discretion earlier. Oh my gosh. The sisterhood is grateful, but the news that the Arda was poisoned with gilded dendra has everyone worried. The temporary acting Arda is panicking. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but one of the sisters has gone missing. A runaway called that we took in a few years ago. We're trying to find her, and Sister Charlotte remembered that the Jacob's Worth plant is said to help locate people. wife's birthday and I wanted to get her something special. There was a plant that she used to love as a child, but she hasn't been able to find any in years. It's sort of a bulb-like, and it has a strong smell to it, but strong in a good way. And oh, the flower is more like lots of little flowers. Okay. That would be... Why do they keep asking for ones that have been identified already? And why can I not pick up things with my mouse today? Alright. Anyway. Okay, here we go. We've had our eye on you for some time now. Join us. Praise the Dender. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Anyway. Goodbye. I have returned from Swinside. I must admit I was hoping for more to go on, but there were certainly signs of a ritual having been performed at the stone circle, and the poor victim, well, the less said about him, the better. Reuben had it right, though. Grizzly. I have the beginnings of a theory, but I'd like to run some tests on a sample of the gilded dendron. For the most dangerous plant in the game, this one is really pretty. Well, I mean, most dangerous, it is a really dangerous plant, but at the same time, it isn't the one that I used on Burbage, so there's lots of dangerous plants, but that one is the one that, like, the main mystery plot is around. Anyway, my aunt died 2 weeks ago and I inherited her house. I've been sifting through her possessions, and last night I found something unusual. In a forgotten corner of the attic, I found a coffin. More unusual still, it was bound by strong vines, so strong that I cannot cut through them. I immediately thought of your shop. You know about plants, right? Royal Gentia. Yep. There we go. Very fast. And now that it's been identified, I will change it from that to just its scientific name. That's not even its scientific name, but it's labeled, listed catalog name. Before she left, she returned to her hiding place and carefully retrieved the book, her excitement building as she did. She couldn't articulate what was so alluring to her about the book, but by now it had become an obsession. Okay. And then we have... Okay, the forest here is lush and vibrant. The birdsong feels enchanting like the call of sirens nestled in the undergrowth. Under the shade of a birch tree, a plant grows. Yay! Red Avenue, even though it's dark blue. There we go. Now that that's done. Okay, I was able to strip away the swift snare's vines and lift the lid with more than a little trepidation, I'll admit. To my relief, but also disappointment, the coffin contained nothing but dust. At least that's what I thought at first, but when I looked closer, I discovered a golden amulet embedded in the gray ash. On the back of the amulet is an inscription that says, "With Solomon scepter I awake." Yeah, it's a plant. And I know which plant it is. It's the one I like. This is going so fast. Okay. I heard a shepherd got killed by some wild beast up near this one side stone circle. They say it slaughtered half his flock as well. People around here don't seem too bothered, but it's got them panicked down Foxfield Way. Yep. From Kentmere, I follow the bearing of the eye and end up in a small forest north of Kendal. The woods are thick with briar and brambles, but amongst the tangled undergrowth, a type of flower is flourishing. That doesn't even look like flowers, that looks like berries, but okay. Anyway, done with that. Well, this is getting interesting. I was able to confirm that it was indeed gilded dendra that was used at the Swinside ritual site. That's a worrying sign. It's a plant that is used in several of the darker incantations, and it can't be a coincidence that the very same plant was used to poison the Arda. There must be a connection between this other murder and the sisterhood. I need some mental clarity to think it through some more. Some maiden sorrow would help a lot. Okay. It looks like I'm going to have to make a trip to Blackcomb. Verona noticed something at the Swinside site that's had me pondering. A piece of slate with a symbol drawn on it in black. Can't think of anywhere else around here around there where you'd get slate from. That and Bradley Miller keeps insisting that he saw something up at Blackcomb. But then again, Bradley Miller does claim that fairies stole his wheelbarrow. If I'm going to spend a night out in the hills, I'll want to take some eyebright with me. Yep, got it, before you even give me the thing. There we go. I'm so fast, I know what eyebright is. So goodly. I feel like this is the fastest I've actually ever gone through this game. I feel like I'm like almost halfway through and it's only been an hour and 10 minutes, and I think that the last time it took me like 3 hours. Does it ever stop raining in Undermere? You have a reputation in town for knowing about unusual plants. I need some gray sandfire. Yep, got that one really fast too. Okay. This is so fun. Alright. At first she felt free, but it wasn't long before the reality of her situation began to take its toll. She stole food when she was hungry and slept in makeshift shelters, not knowing where she was going, not caring. Eventually she made her way to Grisdale Forest. Okay. It's always hard to tell which one, because you have to make them go across, and it's hard sometimes to look at it and see exactly which one it is. Okay, the magpie sees me before I see it. I do not know how long it has been watching me, but I can tell that it is interested in my movements. A strange sensation creeps over me, and I feel an urge to leave this place, but not before collecting a plant for further study. One for sorrow. Turning to leave, I see another magpie and another plant I've never seen before. Two for joy. Nice. Love new plants. Perfect. Ignoring our offer was a mistake, horticulturist. The Dendro has awoken. The redemption is upon us, and when it arrives, you will not be spared. Blah, blah, blah. Go away. Pet the cat. There we go. Alright. You're back again. My mind is clouded. Dark. I see it, and it sees me. All of me. Elderfinium is the answer, as must be. That's the one. I'm pretty sure Elderfinium is the one that I need to actually use the whatever it's called thing that used the red ebony for to get that. So I will do that. Yep. There we go. Okay. Whoever wrote on my map has been very helpful. I would never have thought to come out to this desolate place in search of plant life, but a quick search yields exciting results. Alright. Okay. My mom was into horticulture. I found this among her things. Golden light, that's a plant, right? Not sure what long Meg could mean, though. Is that another plant? Anyway, I thought you could have it just in case it's any help. Okay. Long Meg is the one that's here, right? I think so. The river is in its youth here, flowing swiftly through the rocks with a melodic gurgle. Among the tall grasses that line the river is a much more unusual looking flower. We love unusual looking flowers. Alright. Perfect. Help me. The amulet, I can't remove it and it's drawing the life from me. Yep, that's what they do. I've got stuff. Let's see. You. Leaf guy. Okay. Perfect. Alright. It's good to see you, my friend. I've been on the road so long, I'd started to wonder if you were still on the other end of the letters I've been sending. I'm back in town for a few days, though, and I wanted to give you these before I forgot. I found them in the pocket of an overcoat that belonged to your uncle. I almost threw them away, but I thought the symbols on them might mean something to you. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's do this now. Alright. I'll invite the next person in, and they can watch my masterful, incredible puzzle-solving skills. Alright, cool stuff. Put away these guys. That one already. There we go. Okay. I wonder if I can actually finish this game in under 2.5 hours. I'm halfway done and it's been an hour and 18. Okay, a young woman alone in the world. She was taken in by the sisterhood and given a home. It was a chance for redemption, a new start. I'm gonna try and do this fast to see if I can actually finish it that fast. Okay, we have many things to do. Tebe. North, east, south, south, west, south, south. I found myself on a patch of moorland surrounded by jagged peaks and menacing clouds. A distinctive plant stands out against the swaths of purple heather, and there another. In case you don't know, for that clue, you take the first letter of every line, and that is the direction you go. So there's a lot of like W, S, E. Anyway, so that's how that clue works. Long Meg, sorry, but I've not heard of it. I'll keep an eye out for you in the library. I've already been there. As long as you can get me some fever kiss, that is. Yep, got it. Where's my book? It's not here. Red berries, where the heck are they? Here they are. Red berries. Why won't you go where I tell you? Okay. Fever kiss. Alright. There's talk around town of a woman who wears a green mask made of jade. There are all sorts of oddballs in Undermere, but that's certainly unusual. Yep, lots of oddballs. Okay, Backfoot candle. A candle leads me east of Wastewater. To the north, the mighty Scafell Peak grazes the sky, the tallest peak in England. The challenge beckons to me, perhaps another time. It would be funny to have this game have the Subnautica voice. The like, new plant acquired. I've been talking to people around town trying to learn as much as I can about this beast that is rumored to have been seen in these parts. In the old world, they called this thing the Servant, but the people here seem to have forgotten that name. Except the group calling themselves the Seeds of Redemption. They are something I did not expect, and they have made it clear that they want me to stay away from the Servant. They seem to worship it. But I'm getting distracted. My Duranthium supplies are low. No. Duranthium, there we go. Okay. He's addicted because his eyes are green. Okay. That's not the right leaves, is it? Is Duranthium another of the ones that I need to find this thing with? Or this, probably. I don't think that either of those are any of the ones that I have currently, I think are the one that I need. I need a different one. Where the heck is this place? There it is. Okay. I find the medicinal herbology shop off Black Hole Road. I know you, says the man behind the counter, Robert Barrow, presumably. You're the owner of Strange Horticulture. Yup. 2 hours later, after a lengthy and engaging discussion covering a variety of botanical subjects, we decide on a trade. It turns out Robert is a collector of unusual fungi, and I have just the thing for him. Yep, did it without looking. It's always fun when I know it without having to consult the book. Okay, but I think that still doesn't answer my thing about... I don't think that any of the ones that I currently have are Duranthium. The Great Oak. I think this is the one that has an actual plant. Okay, the memorial bears the name Swaif Pryor. It stirs memory. He was one of the Dryer. That rhymes. Okay. Theirs is a lonely life at the mercy of a dangerous addiction. They build a tolerance to the Duranthium. I knew it. Sap in childhood that they might benefit from its potent effects, but they will die if they stop taking it. An unusual plant grows sparsely around the memorial. Duranthium, I knew it. I knew I did not have it. Okay. There we go. Duranthium. My goal is to beat this whole game in under 3 hours, but if I can do it in 2.5, that would be really exciting. I crept around Blackcomb 2 nights ago in the pitch black. That eyebright is some potent stuff. I could see clear as day. Up on the fell, I found a shallow pit full of skulls. Some deer, fox, badger, and some human. There was an eerie silence about the place, and every part of me was screaming to get out of there. Back down on the flat, I heard a terrible noise like an axe maker's whetstone, but unmistakably animal. High on the ridgeline, I saw a cowled woman wearing a jade mask watching me, and beside her something dark, inhuman, and bloody huge. I don't mind admitting that I'm out of my depth on this one. I'll need to speak to Verona again. While I'm here, I'll grab some wild coal for my pounding head. You'd have been out drinking too if you'd seen what I did. Okay, wild coal. actually, hang on. Has Red Onion been? It has technically been identified because I used it on the thing that I needed it for. Anyway, my neighbor has a foul-smelling mushroom that she says can ward off evil spirits. It's a horrible little thing that attracts flies, but I'd rather that than sit and do nothing. There's something very strange out in the woods. You'd rather have that? Because that... I mean, I guess you can have that, but why do you want it if your neighbor has one already? Anyway, weird encounter. Okay. Poor Ruben, he looks a little worse for wear this morning. He took it quite hard when his wife died, never did quite give up the drink. I think I know what ritual was performed at the stone circle. It all adds up. It was a summoning spell. Someone called to something across the void and tried to bring it here, and with the state of that body all torn to shreds, I'd say they succeeded. And then the Gilded Dendra, stop moving. That really got me thinking. I found this in Dr. Worthing's bestiary, a little light reading for you. I'm headed to Grisdale Forest. The Sisterhood will know more. Okay. Goes by many names. Some call it the Woken Dendra, believing it to be related in some way to the deadly Gilded Dendra plant. Others call it the Night Stalker, the Miasma, or the Dread. But the most common name for it in the Shires is the Servant. You'll have heard of it in children's songs such as Keep the Fire Burning and Servant and Master, and there are hints of it in the older stories, but nobody alive has seen it in the flesh. It is said that the dead ground northeast of Tebe, where nothing but the black Digitatus Mortis grows, was caused when the Servant last walked the lands hundreds of years ago. Northeast of Tebe. Here we go. The wide area of blackened ground here is known to the locals as Dead's Man's Field. Mushrooms protrude from the soil like fingers reaching out from the grave. Yep. Dead Man's Fingers. And we get rid of that. Okay. Perfect timing. Okay, blank thing. Anyway, every day she attentively followed the teachings of the Arda. Every day she patiently performed the tasks given to her. Every day thoughts of the book itched away at the back of her mind. Okay. Three ravens circle above, their caws and croaks cleaving the silence. An omen, I take what I came for and leave. Alright. Anyway, okay. One from your librarian friend today. Thank you. I love letters. In reference to your question the other day about Lung Meg, I'm afraid I do not have an answer, but Calder Abbey has a wealth of knowledge on local lore. If you ever go there, the monks will request a plant from you, but they won't tell you what they want. A sort of test. They've never allowed me in to look through their stacks. Okay, I already know what they have, what Lung Meg is. Okay, a small window opens within the much larger oak door. From the darkness within, a voice proclaims only a friend may enter. That is Fox button, right? No, stop flipping back. There we go. Fox button. Okay, I already had identified that, but okay. The hatch snaps shut and the oak door swings inward slowly without a sound. I'm ushered in by a man wearing a plain brown robe. He nods silently when I ask about Lungmeg and leads me through the abbey to a small library filled with scrolls and books. Without a word, he pauses for a moment, surveying before selecting a scroll and handing it to me. Okay. Done that already. Cool. The Sisterhood are trying my patience again. If the old Arda was around, but she's not. They've kept secrets for hundreds of years. If ever there was a time to share them, it is now. They know of a way to defeat this servant, some ritual or weapon or something, but their stubborn pride won't bring them to ask for help. Well, I won't sit by and idly and do nothing. I'd better have a little chat with this new Arda. I think I'll take some mountain astery with me. Sounds good. Perfect. Hi, Cosmos. Okay. Hang on. I have two things to do here. So... Okay. I have finished the designs you asked me to work on. Be very careful in wrapping these. Some of the glasswork is quite delicate, and I have taken great care to transporting them. Okay. Lab equipment, elixir thingies. Okay. I think it's this. Yeah, okay. Why are you so far away now? That's not correct. Alright, potion will go up here, I guess. Okay, move that aside. Do I need to identify? I don't know. Okay, anyway. You again. The new Arda wouldn't like me being here, but the forest is in danger. I spoke with Verona Green earlier. It's bad. If the Dendro has awoken, then it will come for us. You must place an offering at the altar of Ardwina. Okay. Okay. It seems Beth has been able to keep her fellow sisters away from this part of the forest, at least for now. The trees are thick here, old too. The altar seems to belong here as much a part of the forest as the gnarled trunks and twisting roots. I must place an offering to the goddess Ardwina. Ember Soul or Caldery. Ember Soul, Protective Cross, and Caldery. I mean, those are both good. But Caldery is more specific to that individual. Okay. I am going through this so fast. I only have 6 days left. Okay. I'm being harassed by loonies shouting about the redemption, saying they're going to set it free, whatever the hell that means. Well, they can take their seeds of whatever woken something or other nonsense and stick it where the sun don't shine. I'm not joining their damn cult. I just want to tend my garden in peace. I'm looking for some Larkshine to drive them away if they ever come around again. I'm pretty sure this is Larkshine, but I'm gonna confirm it. Yup, I was right. Perfect. Alright. In time, she learned that the sisterhood had secrets, or had she always known that? Had she come to them by chance, or had she sought them out deliberately? She wasn't sure, but by now she knew what she wanted, and she would do anything to get it. Alright. Okay. The impressive ridgeline of the Crinkle Crag stretches across the full width of my vision. Days like today are worth being alive for. A colorful plant stands out amongst the moss. Fun plants. Love all the fun plants. Okay. My old man reckons there's a plant that can find pots of gold buried underground. Interesting. Don't know what it's called, but I bet you do. Tell you what, when I'm rich, I'll throw a share of gold your way. I mean... Fool's Hope. Good name. Alright. Perfect. Okay, I'm heading out on the road again, but before I leave, I wanted to store some valuables in a safe. Okay. I don't trust myself to remember the combination, and I certainly don't trust myself to write it down anywhere and not lose it. This is where you come in. Surely you've got something up your sleeve for me. Yep. There you go. Have fun. I'm looking for something specific, a very unusual looking fungus that takes me back to my childhood with its wonderful smoky smell. Are you a fungus? I mean, I feel like it has to be that, but it's already been identified. I don't know why you're saying it hasn't. Oh well. Oh goodness, Hellebore, you haven't been getting enough food. That's terrible. Whatever will become of you. My mother had me looking into this servant creature for you, but I'm afraid I've not been getting anywhere. It's strange. I'm sure I've seen some reference to it before, but I'm drawing a blank when I try to find anything. I think Lord Fremont's archives would be a good place to look. I was going to post this to you, but I was in town anyway, so I thought I'd drop it off in person. That and sneak in some hellebore hugs. Aw. Cute. Okay. I've not been getting anywhere looking through my collections in Ambleside for any mention of the servant, but Lord Fremont's archives at Muncaster are home to many ancient and esoteric scrolls covering a wide variety of subjects that might be worth a visit. Okay, where is that then? Okay. I follow Fremont's manservant deep into the vaults of the castle. 2 hours later, I have still found no mention of the servant. On the verge of giving up, a name grabs my attention. The Woken Dendru. Didn't Verona say that was another name for the servant? Okay. The Woken Dendru is... I need to organize. The Woken Dendru is loyal to the summoner who becomes its master and can bend its terrible power to their will. This servant is assumed to be immortal since it has no known vulnerabilities, but that does not mean that it cannot be defeated. Many hundreds of years ago, a site of ritual importance was created near Blackcomb, to the south of the Watcher, the Great Oak, and the Dendru was ousted from this world. Unfortunately, although we know that 5 plants were required for the ritual, the specific plants are not known. Norwood, please. That's the one with the invisible thingies. Which means that it is this one, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Because that one has little things coming out. Anyway, I know so many of these now really easily. It makes it fun. That's why I can do it so fast. Okay, end of the day. Alrighty. The first letter of the Latin name of the plant known as golden light, lucky number of flowers. Okay. When her chance family came, she did not hesitate even for a moment. Afterward, when the Arda was dead, she felt only elation. Years after she had first laid eyes on the book, she had what she needed. Alright, so... Golden Light, which is also Weeping Bell, is L... L7, I think. Yep. I amble through Meadowland, stopping every so often to examine any wildflowers that catch my eye. Buttercups, daisies, cowslips, red clover, knapweed, cat's ear, and hidden away among them something new for my collection. I don't have any of those other things in my collection. Maybe they're too normal. The Sisterhood was attacked last night. That's not good. Bethany is dead. That's also not good. Along with the new Arda and 13 others. Those damn fools with all their secrets. No amount of pleading with them could get them to see sense, but through blind luck, we've been left with a slender hope in this fight. Okay. Sister Charlotte managed to escape the slaughter with the one thing that could help in the fight against the servants. Trust no one, keep it hidden, but get it open. Alright. Which is the one that opens things. Perfect. Alright. They're saying the Sisterhood has been attacked. Don't know much more than that, but those seeds of redemptionists have got all excited about it. There's a bunch of them chanting outside Poliver's right now. Of course they are. Foxfield Trident. Okay, I've got 2 places to go. The Dudden tributary to its source. I've never seen this plant before, and here it is growing in abundance. Okay. And, no, go there. There you go. Okay, and then I have to water these because I need Foxfield Trident. Another one that started at Foxfield? Anyway, from Foxfield, the Trident points me in the direction of some foothills northwest of the Swinside Stone Circle. A faint path leads me over a ridge and into a dell where a plant thrives sheltered from the wind. There's a lot of Cosmos snoring happening right now, I just realized. I didn't see when he came in here, but that's fine. Okay, I'm going to Blackcomb. I will kill this servant. My people have a saying, he who lives without fear does not live at all. I will not say that I am not afraid, but it would be no bad thing to die hunting such a noble adversary. I will take Ember Soul. Okay. I know which one that is. This is going so fast. Again. Allow me to present my services. I own a small shop that specializes in curiosities. I would have thought that someone in your position ought to be interested in perusing our collection of manuscripts on elixirs, for example. Okay. Or inside. There it is. Okay. The dark exterior of Ironside Antiquities blends into its surroundings, a tailor called Jones and an ugly-looking haberdashery, to the extent that I walk past it 3 times before I find it. Inside, however, I am greeted by a world of intrigue and wonder. Old trinkets sit alongside faded books and manuscripts, while strange utensils and machines, their use is unfathomable, occupy rows of display cases. It is some time before I peel myself away, returning to Undermere with 2 new recipes for elixir that demand further study. Alright. The dreams have changed. I understand now what I need to do. When your librarian friend visits tomorrow, give her this instead of the palliance that she will ask for. She knows something that she's not telling you. Interesting. I know which one that is, but I'm not gonna bother labeling it right now just because I'm trying to get through this and see if I can finish it. Equipped with the artist's knowledge, she journeyed west to the stone circle. Unknown to her, she was not alone as she made her preparations. I want to try and get this done as fast as I can to see how fast I can actually get it done. Okay. Wait, I don't have my drawer open, so I can't get my... Okay. What was it? It was... And more raven spider. Alright. A jackdaw croaks hidden somewhere nearby. Strange shapes of old stones pierce long grass. Among them, some plants grow. Yup. Interesting plants. I should make elixirs. Okay, let me put this away. Okay. Cabalia has... Okay. Geranthium. Where the heck is Geranthium? There it is, okay. Geranthium and... Okay, hedgehog. Have I identified that yet? No, I don't think so. Okay. No, it isn't that. It's this. This is hedgehog. Yep. I did not see that one behind the wheelbarrow. Okay. I know what's the correct one. Here we have... Where the heck did it go now? Okay. There we go, put that one there, and we have... Perfect. And then we have, okay. The red flower to protect the mind is candlewood. And the 5-pointed leaf is, I believe, no, it's not you. What is the 5-pointed leaf one? Might be this one. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Nope. Nope. 5-pointed leaf. For courage. No, those are for skin. Daisy dog. Okay. There we go. Alright, that wasted a little bit of time, but that's okay. even though this flower does not look like a daisy, for some reason it just fits that name really well in my mind, and I don't know why. Okay, Saint Quentin's elixir. Alright, back to the important people. Okay. Have you heard of this masked woman? Imagine having that amount of power. Nations would kneel before you. You would be a god. That creature, it's huge, unstoppable. They say it obeys her every command. It would certainly come in helpful with my father-in-law tomorrow. Daisy Doc. Alright. That's not Daisy Doc. Yes, it is. That's what I... No, it isn't. Wait a minute. I named this wrong. Okay, hang on. That is not correct. I mislabeled this one. This is Daisy Dog. I grabbed the wrong one because I think when it moved, the other one was where it was near, so... Okay, Daisy Dog. I'm actually getting close to Rising Dread, which honestly I kind of hope happens, because like I said, it's really fun. But I also really want to be able to try and finish this. I've been playing for about 2 hours, almost 2 hours exactly right now, so I think I'm on a good pace to finish the game by 2.5 hours, and then maybe spend a little bit of time fully identifying everything, because that's what happens, but we'll see. This letter was delivered in an unusual way. There's no address provided, just the Horticulturist spelled wrong. I have to assume it was meant for you. Thank you, letters. If you know your plants, this letter is for you. Okay. So you got it working. Oh, yes, it works, look north of Bowfell at the source of the river Esk. Nobody knows it grows there. River Esk. Sure enough, I find a plant I've never seen before. My husband likes to forage for mushrooms, but I'm worried about the ones he's brought back from his latest adventure. He's just been on a trip across the lake exploring the woods west of here. He's got a bag full of odd-looking mushrooms that he says are perfectly safe, but they don't look edible to me. I'd brought one with me to help identifying it, but he's hoarding them because he thinks I'm going to throw them out. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay. Woods west of Undermere across the lake. Mushrooms. How have I never been here before? They're hard to find at first, but soon I'm seeing them everywhere. Yep. Alright. Anyway. Perfect. Lord Fremont told me he was able to help you find some information on the servants. I've been looking all over the library, but all I've discovered is a mold problem. Okay. Palliance. Get rid of this one as Palliance. My cousin will be married in 3 days. If you've got some Trimblehuff, then it'd save me the trouble of going out to find some myself. If you knew my cousin, you'd know she's not worth it. It's a little rude. Especially since it's her wedding. It's not like, you know, just she randomly is trying to demand stuff. That's actually kind of a reason to go out of your way to do something nice for someone. What the heck? Okay. No one I know, like, in my age range has gotten married yet, in terms of people who are close enough to me that I would actually be involved in any way in their wedding. The shepherd watched as she prepared the leaves and roots that she would require. He watched as the hours dragged by, the sun set, and she worked by candlelight, at times sitting still, at times moving like a dancer among the stones. The change happened suddenly, but also subtly, so that at first the watcher was not sure what had happened, or not sure that anything had happened, then he saw it. Okay. Hi, Cosmos. Gazing at the still water of the lake, its black waters draw me into a reflective trance. Here and there, flowers that I don't recognize grow along the bank. Perfect. Alright. Well, he went and ate those bloody mushrooms, and of course now he's sick. Is there anything we can do? He's in a bad way, and I'm worried about him. Yep. Royal Gentile. This part I'm getting through so fast. Okay. Next. You're beat up. I have been to Blackcomb. I have fought the servant and lived, but still my adversary stands. It must be defeated. For my part, I'm ashamed to say that I am done. And my soul could use this tonic of St. Quentin's elixir to recover, if I am ever to recover from the horror that I've seen. There you go. Alright. There was a hateful man who I used to see around town. Isidore Burbage, he was called. Heard a rumor he got involved with a cult and they sacrificed him, but I don't know if that's true. Sure. Well, he was a villain who deserved what he got as far as I'm concerned. Good! Don't insult the cat. Anyway. Sadgil Chalice. Okay. The chalice clue takes me directly south of Sadgil to a spot next to the river. Moss-covered rocks line the banks, velvet to the touch. In the moist conditions, a deadly-looking plant grows abundantly in the lush grass. I love that plant so much. Okay. Hi, Cosmos. Verona tells me you're working on gathering the plants for a ritual that will help us defeat this creature. I want to help in any way I can. From what Verona told me, I think this might be one of the plants needed to perform the ritual, but I'm afraid I do not know where it can be found. Okay. My daughter is getting married, and I want to decorate the church with nice flowers. I believe there is a plant with small blue cup-like flowers that is supposed to bless their union. Yep. Tis this guy. Okay, second to last day already. Behind the woman, a dark skeletal figure begins to rise, and a low primal snarl sounded across the clearing. The shepherd turned and ran, cold fear coursing through his veins. He did not run for long. Or shepherd. Didn't deserve that. Okay. Cycle starts again west of White Scar by the river. White Scar is somewhere. Oh, there it is. This is the one I always forget. Okay. The sun-bleached skull fixes me with its black-eyed gaze. A reminder. From the chest of the skeleton, a plant grows. Perfect. Alright. What do I do today? I've lived in Undermere all my life, and I've never seen the people as worried as they are now. Everyone's talking about the sisterhood and the servants. Somebody needs to do something to stop that beast. We'll see. I was speaking to a woman from our side who told me of a cave nearby that the locals stay away from. Apparently, there is a strange plant that grows there, but the cave is believed to be haunted. Unfortunately, she was vague about where the cave was. Somewhere to the east, that was all she would say when I pressed her. Okay. A thin crack runs down the rock face, widening as it nears the ground, just wide enough for a man to slip through, but there's a problem. A large boulder blocks the entrance, too heavy to move. Okay. Farmer's Worry. I'm surprised at how easily I am able to roll away the boulder with the help of the Farmer's Worry. As my eyes adjust to the darkness, I discover several clusters of fungi growing there, reaching out desperately to the thin strip of light provided by the crack. Yep. Perfect. Stop. Okay. Alright. My wife of 30 years is dying, and that is the truth of it, as painful as it is to say out loud. The doctors say there is nothing they can do, but I cannot sit by and wait for it to happen. A man at the hospice let slip about a plant-based elixir. I don't think he meant for me to hear about it, but I did, and it's all I can think about. I understand the risks, but any price is worth paying if it means she doesn't have to die. I mean, that's not it. I would maybe reconsider, but you know. I just sell stuff here. I'm not here to judge them. Okay, what a delightful shop you have. Thank you. I'm only in town for a brief visit, but I heard I might be able to get hold of some liverstone here. I can't control it anymore. This has all gone too far. I never meant for it to turn on my sisters. It's too strong. I am trying to hold it back, but it wants to kill. That's all it wants. Death, death, and more death. You have to help me. Okay. This is the choice that affects the ending that I get. So this one I do have to choose this one. No. Okay. This one is bent over in an interesting way. Oh, it's this one. Yep. That's it. Okay. Okay. There we go. And there's been talk over the last few nights down at the Royal Oak of a servant creature going around slaughtering people. I used to enjoy walking the hills, but I daren't leave my house now. I decided to bring nature to me. In the meantime, the glow of a few pixie lamps would surely warm my heart. I think it's interesting how even with all of this stuff going down, there's still just regular customers coming in being like, I just want a plant to make my house look nice. Okay. She finally had the power she had craved all these years, the servant to do what she willed, but that power came at a cost. The servant was awoken, and it would not be contained. It was the den drew the dread, it was death. Okay. To the east of the castle, across the river, through the mountain pass, it grows at the edge of the wood. This is one of the ones that I feel like yeah, okay. The trees sway effortlessly in the cool breeze. The low hum of crickets chirping rides the wind. A sense of calm washes over me, and I am rewarded with a new find. Alright. It is time. The servant is on the move again. Time to act. Meet me at the ritual site. I hope for all our sakes that you've been able to track down all the plants we need. Okay. We must act before it's too late. Gather the plants to meet me at the ritual site. Okay. That's not it. I clicked on the wrong one. I was trying to remember it from when I looked at the whatever that special invisible seeing glass thing is. I think it's one more to the right. Possibly. A small stone shrine sits off to one side of the clearing. Fine grooves run out from the center of the stone, widening into recesses at the base. 5 slots for 5 plants. It's getting dramatic. Alright. So... oh this music. Okay. That's one of them. Okay. I think this is how you're supposed to look at them, so. Okay. This music is so dramatic. I love it. Okay. Alright. Well done. I will take it from here. I stand back and watch as Verona walks around the shrine muttering soft incantations. It feels like a long time passes before she looks up, but in reality it was perhaps only 10 minutes. Nothing's happening. What do you mean nothing's happening? Have we got the right plants? I think so. Perhaps we just need to be patient. A huge splintering crash behind us makes us all spin around to look across the clearing. A huge creature, its head and shoulders visible above the treetops, is making its way toward us, ripping up trees as it advances. The servants. Ooh, this is cool. What was that about being patient? I think we're out of time. At that moment, the woman in the jade mask comes hurtling out of the woods at the other side of the clearing. She takes in the scene and heads towards Reuben, ripping her mask off and flinging it into the dirt. Father. Thea? Reuben runs toward her and they embrace in the center of the clearing as the servant bears down. I can clearly see the tears flowing down Thea's stricken face as she looks up at her father. I am so sorry I've been a fool. I thought I could control it, but I can't. It's too strong. Oh, what have I done? She runs toward us at the shrine, bringing out a small vial of red liquid from within her cloak and thrusting it into Verona's hands. It's blood. My blood. Verona, I know what to do. But before she can act, the servant bursts through the clearing, sending 100-year-old ash and elm hurtling as though they were saplings. Do your worst. Reuben locks eyes with the servant and grabs a sturdy branch, running off to the side to draw the creature away from the shrine. The huge beast lunges toward him with a terrifying roar. Reuben brings up the branch as the servant closes the gap and brings its large skeletal claw arcing down. The branch splinters and Reuben is sent reeling backwards, but he doesn't have time to regain his footing before the beast is on him, slashing and maiming. Father, no! Thea crumples to the floor, wailing as Verona fumbles with the stoppered vial. Turning back toward the shrine, she pours the blood into a small cavity at its base, and then everything happens at once. The servant makes a desperate charge toward us, and I am certain that we are going to be devoured, but Thea steps forward and raises her arms. Get back, servant. Stop, I command you. The servant falters for a moment as though wrestling against some invisible force, but it regains control almost immediately. It thrusts one spear-like appendage forward and impales Thea through the abdomen. At the same time, a pillar of bright white light launches out of the shrine toward the servant and hits it in the chest. The huge beast shrieks and staggers backwards, flinging Thea's lifeless body to one side. Nice. There is an almighty thunderclap and a blinding flash of light, and suddenly the servant is gone. A patch of charred ground smolders where it stood just moments before. My head is spinning, and what just happened? Did it work? Have we defeated the servant? Ooh, I like that ending. That is a very interesting ending. Okay, so I finished that in about 2 hours and 20 minutes, but the game is not quite over. Friday with with the dust settled and the servant vanquished, I have been able to reflect on the events of the last few weeks. The devastation wrought by the ancient beast was greater than anyone had imagined. By the end, Thea had lost control entirely, as has been made clear from the tales coming from Havarig and Boodle. Without our intervention, who can say what the final toll would have been? In contrast, Undermere has never felt so jubilant, so full of life. All the nervous tension that had built up evaporated in an instant, and the people have plowed their energies into celebration and merriment. They do not know the whole truth, of course, that the woman in the jade mask was the one who summoned the servant. In the end, she gave her life to help us defeat it. Verona and I have kept quiet by unspoken agreements. And as for myself, well, I'm back in the calm of strange horticulture, of course with Hellebore for company. It's quieter around here and I miss my friend Reuben, but I am content, and there are always more plants to learn about and discover. Aww. Okay, so this ending is a bloody mess. The servant has gone, a victory of sorts, but one tinged with sadness at the death of our friends. So, Reuben is killed by the servant. Verona is very sad and doesn't come to the store. Bethany was dead. She's fine, but not around. Has not been seen. He's alive. Killed. Presumed murdered. No one can prove anything. Alright. But it's not quite over. Because I have several things to do. First of all, you can't prove anything. Hi. I've had my eye on you for some time now, horticulturist. You think you can do whatever you want with these plants of yours, and there will be no consequences. Well, I'm here to arrest you for the murder of Mr. Isidore Burbage. You know, I saved your entire everyone by giving plants. So, you know, you really shouldn't decide to arrest me. What happens if I do carnivorous store in here? I kind of want to do that. But also I feel like that might be kind of problematic, but I also really want to do that. If he survives, he will 100% arrest me, but I'm doing it anyway. Ah, okay. It's very crunchy for a plant, I feel like. Okay. In terms of, like, the plant crunched really loudly, rather than just, you know, being less crunchy. Okay. Oh, this is not the right one. Wait a minute. Oh, it's here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. The sun is low in the sky. I'm tired after a long day. I have earned this reward. Yep, I have. I know which one that is already. Okay, and then we have, why are some of these identified ones over there? This is not correct. Okay. Anyway. Perfect. I am met by a man with a thick black beard and kind eyes who is delighted to have found a willing ear to listen to his stories. You won't find the monastery of the Black Veil marked on any map. They don't want to be found. The monastery was on the edge of a wood, I remember that much. We must have been heading west because I could feel the sun on my face, and it was evening. We crossed 2 rivers. Then we followed a river for a while. I could hear it to my left as we traveled. They left me here in Ravenglass, and I've stayed ever since. As I'm about to leave, he adds, "Here, if you're serious about this, you'd better have this." Okay. Okay. So, Ravenglass. Okay. 3 figures, their faces hidden behind black coverings, come out to meet me. The figure on the left speaks first. The monks of the Black Veil know of the horticulturist. Then one in the center of the group adds they will share their knowledge if they receive the payment. The final member of the trio stays silent. Okay, so I'll need to go back there after I make it. Okay. I think I know which one. No, it's not that one. Wait a minute. This is it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so that's Twilight Leviosa, and then the Historian. I feel like I have identified somewhere. Yep. And the... Okay. No, not that one. Oh, I think it is this one, actually. It is this one, yep. Okay. Place that. Perfect. Okay. Okay. And then we have okay. Okay, anyway, back to everything else. Okay. The third member of the trio accepts the elixir, and together they disappear into the monastery. Sometime later, they return with a stack of parchment. Yay! Many books. Alright, let's identify. Okay. Let's just go. Bellinox. And I'm just not gonna bother labeling the ones that I haven't labeled yet, because I know what a lot of them are, and I won't have to identify them. I just need to make sure that they stay separate from the ones that have been. Okay, Haverage. Pretty sure this is Fool's Midnight. Nope, never mind. I should actually look up what it is. Wait, that's backwards. Oh, it's this one, isn't it? Yep. No. This one. It's this one. Okay. We're good. Demo. Okay, it saves a lot of time not having to label all of them, because I know these ones. Alright. Cosmos is asleep on the floor next to me, and it's very cute. This is Penny Bell. Okay, Birdum is this guy. Poliscus. I know that one. I'm pretty sure this is Figuria. Yep. Perfect. This is really satisfying. Okay. Butterdale, that's, I think, the one here. that was satisfying. That was really fun. I finished all of it in about an hour, or 2.5 hours. So I definitely did this faster than the last time that I streamed it. I still have 3 other endings that I want to try and get, so I will be doing those eventually. Cosmos is down here. But I think I'm going to end this stream here since I finished it. I will be back probably later tonight doing another study with me live stream. I have some homework I need to get done, so I'll be working on that after I take a couple hours to get ready and also do stuff like Cosmos, stuff like that I need to do, get all my homework stuff set up. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out. I hope you had as much fun as I did. This was really satisfying. This was really fun. But with that, I'm going to leave this here. If you haven't yet, please consider following me. It really helps me out. And hopefully you have a good day or night, whatever time it is for you. I'll probably be back on, I'm not sure, probably sometime between like 8 and 9 my time. But we'll see how it goes. And so I hope to see everyone in the next one. Bye!